What the fuck is the God Machine?
It's a Tool song, I told you.
I'm gonna think about that next time I go to 7-Eleven and don't change my mind at all.
You're listening to the podcast. What do you think I'm gonna do? Not that? So...
Jackson, do you actually have an opener, or are you just
no,
lying to us?
No one said. I never said I had an opener. What are you saying, lying to us?
You said you had a story, not an opener.
You implied you had an
walked in
opener.
here and said. You walked in here and said, Jackson, take it away. And then I was like, take what away? And then.
All right, I'll take it away then, because I got some stuff to talk about here.
Well, but then you were like, you don't have an opener? I was like, you didn't. I never said I had an opener. You just assumed. You just like decided I did and told me to have one.
I mean, I did just assume that you had one. You usually have one, so you'll forgive me for thinking
it wasn't
the best
established that I was supposed to have one. This guy. I throw Noah a softball, he drops it, he throws me a 90-mile-an-hour fastball and gets mad at me when I don't connect.
Yeah, it's just life, though.
That really is just life, though. Life really...
When's Off the Air Podcast 2 coming out?
It's gonna be like Overwatch. It's gonna be like Overwatch 2. It's not actually a new game, it's just... it's the same game with the exact same skin and everything, it's just slightly updated.
We'll do Overwatch 2, and it's just like when we fuck something up real bad, we'll be like, hold up, guys. Off the Air 2's coming out. Like Noah does something messed up, and everyone's like, man, that was pretty dark. And we'll be like, no, it's fine. Off the Air 2.
Everyone look over here.
Get a new logo, and that's it.
He's not called McCree anymore. And everyone's like, you had a McCree?
Isn't it just Jesse now? Is that what it is?
I think it's just, I don't know. I don't know anything about Overwatch. I just know they added a hamster at one point in time. And
he's the best character in the game. Don't talk to me.
I just only remember Winston Overwatch.
Winston Overwatch is still there, for what it's worth.
I have a friend who has a cat named Winston that looks like a short-haired version of Giblet. And the cat is named after a Grey's Anatomy character. Because she's a big nerd. Derogatory. And... everyone else in the friend group calls her cat Winston Overwatch.
That's very good.
Cat's full name Winston Overwatch.
I really like nerd parentheses derogatory. That's very good.
Yeah, what a loser. Named her cat after non-Overwatch character. What a nerdy thing to do.
I don't know what it is, but I don't know that there's anything funnier than statement and then saying parentheses derogatory.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is, but that's
good.
It's one of those things that I don't want to see more of it because I know that eventually it's going to turn into just actually bad things. But for right now, it is very, very
this
funny.
moment.
Yeah, you guys know what's a rough feeling I experienced recently?
I don't know anything about it.
This is along the vein of getting older,
and
no. It's like I joined a Discord server for an affinity group at my university, and it's I had mentioned it to you guys off before we were recording when we were
off the air.
Fuck you.
Yes, exactly. And in it, I had was just looking through profiles to see if I knew anybody because I knew one or two people, but I always wanted to see if there's anyone else I recognized. Which, first of all, more people need to just have I don't go use your name on the internet, just a first name.
More people need that,
not even your social, but everyone's Dick Fartkiss, and you're like, cool man, cool. But anyway, I clicked on someone's profile, and it literally was if you're over 23, don't interact, and I was like, I've never clicked on someone's profile and been told I'm not allowed to talk to them. I've never been that old before.
I can't believe it. You're
now I'm old enough to click on someone's profile and be told I'm too old to be their friend.
You're old now.
I'm not even old.
No,
I'm 24.
You're old. How's it feel?
The thing is, it is someone I know, and it's someone I have class with, and I've spoken with, and we've gotten along fine.
That's incredibly funny.
I know. I was like, really?
That's rough, buddy.
Damn. Anyway, I'm old.
I'm sorry that you got old.
Speaking of things that old people do. I went to an arcade.
Oh, dude, arcades!
I love arcades.
Fucking are amazing. Yeah.
I have always been of the opinion that arcades are butt.
Really?
This was it's in Erie. It's called Playport. Have you guys been there before?
I have been to Playport.
I have not.
Exactly once.
It is fucking sick.
Yeah, dude, play
I thought it was gonna
Bucks.
be lame, but on Fridays it's BYOB from 9 until 1 a.m.
That I did not know. That's
Yeah, and it's like the price of
ooh.
admission's like I think it was like $11, and it's free play on a lot of games, like a lot of like House of the Dead shooter games.
Mhm.
You can do like stuff for tickets if you buy coins. I didn't have any interest in that though.
Mhm.
I just played a lot of foosball. But like yeah, I've never been to an arcade under the influence.
Honestly,
That's
that's
a
the
way
way
more
to do it
fun.
though. Because the only arcade that I've been to in recent memory has been Barcade, and
Also great.
that was a very good time. But here's my thing though. I don't know what arcade games are around anymore, but all I want to do is play pinball. Is there
Pinball's pretty
pinball?
Okay, they
common.
actually had a whole bunch of pinball cabinets there.
Oh,
Yeah, the
Oh.
almost any half decent arcade will have some kind of pinball machine. Arcade has
almost.
It
a.
also had the greatest fighter game of all time.
Mm.
So I think it was like a really shitty port of Mugen put onto a cabinet,
Okay.
but poorly translated. So it was clearly translated from Chinese. Like I can gather it. Like I'm not even conversational in Mandarin, but like I know enough and speak enough Chinese that like I'm like I know where this went wrong.
Mhm.
Like I know why this is how they got Peter Griffin's name wrong. Because by the way, you could play as Peter Griffin.
Why?
Other notable characters you could play as Monkey D. Luffy from One Piece, Naruto, Goku, Dexter from Dexter's Laboratory.
A classic.
It was just like the worst mashup fighting game. It didn't make any sense. And I was undefeated on Peter Griffin because I think he's just the best character.
Is it because he's the
that
best
makes sense
character,
to
or is
me.
it because the emotional toll of having to fight against Peter Griffin gives you extra damage?
It might be both, but they called his name was Peter G, and XI, and yeah, Peter Griffin was the most powerful character in this really shitty port of a port of a fighting game onto an arcade cabinet.
That sounds amazing.
That
Yeah,
does sound really
it
good.
was. Just imagine beating up Goku as Peter Griffin.
I can't imagine.
I did. I did like 5 times. It was brutal.
You almost have
I
to feel
love
bad,
that.
but not that bad.
And whenever you knock someone out, wait, this is the best part. Whenever you knock someone out, specifically as Peter Griffin, Quagmire would go hump their face.
I'm
What?
sorry.
Yeah, so like imagine you punch Pikachu really hard and he gets like you win the round. Quagmire would walk over and hump him.
That is.
This is the worst fighting game I've ever played.
I was gonna say,
and
that
I
is
played
taking
it
a
for like
turn.
an hour. Yeah, no, I played it for like an
I
hour.
was so on board with this, and now all of a sudden I am very not on board with this.
I'm
That's
looking the
horrifying.
game up right now, and I'm just like, I'm having a blast flipping through the like 17 different character select screens there seem to be.
Yeah, it wasn't the full game, and I don't even know that it was actually Mugen. It was just a similar concept where it was just like a shitty homebrew ported fighter game with like
Mhm.
characters from all sorts of franchises that were definitely unlicensed.
What? No, they're definitely licensed. What do you mean?
It was the most bootleg ass cabinet I've ever seen. They also had they had a Super Smash Bros. Melee cabinet.
Ooh,
Oh,
Yeah, which was kind of cool with like fight sticks and everything.
that seems like it'd be very fun to play. Actually.
it does.
It was wrist crushing. The height of the cabinet was wrong for me,
Oh no.
and it just was like a wrist destruction.
I definitely can see that.
Free play skee ball though.
Free play skee ball fucks.
Free skee ball?
Yeah, free play skee ball. No tickets, but free play. My friend Chad got 44,000 in skee ball, and this is a 6-ball round.
Well,
so you
yeah,
get
he's
6
he's
balls.
clearly a Chad.
Mhm.
Yeah, he hit the 10,000 4 times. That's insane.
That's too
That is-
powerful.
That's too
Yeah,
much.
no one like even came close.
You can't compete with that kind of power.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that's pretty. It looks like a shittier version of that screenshot Noah shared in the chat.
Okay. I just shared it
So-
because I thought it was really funny that Ronald McDonald is here, but they call him Alter Donald.
Yeah, it's not.
And then there's Tournament of Power Goku, which
I think
implies that they have like
you-
7 Goku.
We should make a pilgrimage to this place at some point in time. It is very much worth heading up. And I
Okay.
think the Friday it's kind of a late night, but like from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. you can bring in your own alcohol.
If you're
or
smart, you can bring in
take-
your own alcohol any other time of the day too.
True. Or there are other the possibilities are endless.
Okay. I could be persuaded.
Yeah, I had taken an edible beforehand, of the legal variety.
Of course.
And then I just like at one point I got lost and it was very jarring in an arcade, but it was really fun. I'd recommend it. Also, we went with a group of like 6 or 7 people, so that made it pretty exciting because instead of like, we were able to just kind of like split up and like reconverge at different times.
Yeah, I feel like going with 2 people would be good because somebody's gonna hate a game that's like a single player game, and then you're like, well, I'm just gonna stand around, I guess. Like
exactly, yeah. They had Guitar Hero, they had a lot of really fun stuff, but I just kept going back to foosball because I was undefeated.
Oh, nice.
Because you were basically a god.
Well, it's I'm not good at foosball by like foosball standards, but I am better than someone who's never played or who doesn't play.
It's fair.
It's kind of like it's kind of like playing like Super Smash Brothers with that one friend who like owns the game and nobody else does, but like the person who owns the game is not like amazing, but like they just have a leg up.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of how I am with foosball usually, because like I'm not that good, but I used to play a lot when I was at like summer camp as a kid. So like I'm just good enough that like I don't spin the sticks.
Sometimes that's all you have to be.
I'm not good.
So I'm not like sweaty.
But I do know not to spin sticks because my dad always told me every single time. Because we used to go on vacation somewhere that there was a foosball table we could use.
Nice.
And every now and then I would play against him and I would spin the sticks and he's like, and he would just stop and be like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like,
"It's a foolish man's gambit."
I'm trying to hit the ball and he's like, "That's illegal."
Not even that it's illegal, it's just worse.
It is.
Like if I don't tell people not to do it, I'm just like, hey, you probably shouldn't for your own sake. But like when people are spinning it, it's just you're not like watching the position of your little like your foosball guys. You're not keeping their feet on the floor, so like they could end up upside down. And if your like offensive line is upside down, you're just getting kicked through every time. And when you spin, you don't have control over where it goes. I like to just hold them real tight. That way, when the ball hits the foot, it just bounces right back.
Yep.
It's a fun game. Also, there's air hockey, and my shoulder still hurts from playing air hockey because I'm old.
I'm sorry that you're old.
It's okay.
Air hockey's
I can't interact with some people anymore, apparently.
Well, I mean, it just reminds me of all the hippie bands who used to say never trust anyone over 40, and they would have songs to say that.
Those same songs.
Exactly. It is very funny.
I mean, to be fair, even over 40, you shouldn't trust other people that are over 40. You don't know what they're doing.
That's true.
What they do to get there.
Yeah. How'd they do that?
How the fuck did they get over 40?
How long did it take them to do that?
Yeah, ridiculous.
40, 50 years maybe. It's too long.
So I think my opinion on arcades has been shifted. Not that I was against them, but I was of the opinion that like it was usually just a whole bunch of like teenagers and screaming children. But when there was like 10 people in the building and most of them were like inebriated in some capacity, it was a lot more fun.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, that's the thing with arcades, right? Like things like Barcade and Dave and Buster's and Round One are just better when the people there are like adults and relatively act like adults, right?
Yeah.
Not that like, oh man, fuck them kids, but also a little bit fuck them kids.
There was also like, to be fair, one of the other people there, it was a couple, and it was very much like one of my least favorite like middle to older millennial / young Gen Z archetypes, which is just like there's no way to. It's just the soy Jack meme. Like this, that's it. Like it was just that guy. Like he was like, oh, X-Men. And I was like, oh.
No, let them love their X-Men's.
No,
they're not.
You can love your X-Men, but don't do the guys pointing at the phone. He was the guy pointing at the phone.
Very rough.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's okay to be Soy Jack and to Pog Champ, if you will, over Ninja Turtle. But you gotta have some swag.
This is something Nina and I have been talking a lot about recently. Is she's like, you have to let people have fun, and I'm like, but I don't want to let people have fun.
Yeah,
I want to have people
it's
have
too much fun to be
just some level of like decorum sometimes, which I know is like that's rich coming from me, the man who shows up everywhere in a denim vest.
Yeah, I was high as hell in an arcade. Like, what am I gonna do? Be like, this guy likes Ninja Turtles too much. But like, yeah, I am gonna be like that. You're listening to the podcast. What do you think I'm gonna do? Not that. That's all I do.
You expect me to be nice on my podcast? This is my home. You're here.
I'm a bad person. I'm the villain. I realized that recently. I've been like, so I have a friend. He and I have like a very friendly, like, talk shit on each other relationship, in which it's all jokes. But like, if we're playing Smash and like I beat him, I'm like, yeah, you're actually just garbage. Like, I don't know why you even try. But like, it's all jokes, and like, it's fine. At the end of the day, it's not like serious. And he does the same thing. But it's gotten to the point where I've won like 80% of games lately. And I'm
Mhm.
like, I don't really want to keep doing this.
Yeah.
And then I just had like a realization when like he kept challenging me to things at the arcade and I kept winning. And I'm not good at things,
Mhm.
but like I just kept like winning and I just was like I'm not
Oh
I'm the
no.
bad guy. I'm not like I thought I was like the friendly rival and then I was like, oh shit, I'm just the villain. This guy's the hero.
He's the one that
I'm a
keeps
piece of
he's
shit.
the villain that he's the hero that keeps showing up like, oh, I didn't hear no fucking bell.
Yeah, and I was just like, oh man, I'm the bad guy. And
That's
this is
very good.
now I'm making fun of a guy telling me soy jack for liking X-Men. Yeah. I'm a bad person and it's fine. Because I'm not actually. It's just when it comes to people who are like talking about media.
I'm not a bad
And
person. I
that's
just play one on TV.
I just play one when other people talk about
Dude, what are
TV.
you doing? Why are you fighting my clothes right now? Why are you jumping up here? Oh, we got a guest, everybody. It's
Who?
Giblet.
Giblet. Giblet's my favorite guest.
Giblet,
No
what do you
offense to
think
every
about
other guest.
how do you feel about Ninja Turtles? He's small. Good point. Okay. All right.
You know what? I think that's about all that can be said.
That's rough. Nobody should have to be small.
Yeah, because I had when I changed earlier, I just like had thrown my clothes on the floor and I haven't picked them up or put them in the laundry yet, and he's just fighting with them. He's just rolling around.
Is he winning?
I don't
Is he
think
winning,
so.
son?
He's just a
I'm
little
just saying,
guy.
if you can't beat the clothes on the floor, then how you
Join 'em.
how you gonna do exactly? Yeah. So this has nothing to do with arcades, but this is something I've been up to recently. I started playing Fallout New Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the often talked about worst Fallout game. Definitely no one thinks it's good or anything like that. And
Yeah.
I have something that may sound surprising, but I think it's good.
Wow, dude, that's brave of you, honestly.
I know. You probably weren't expecting me to say that, but
I
yeah,
think you might be the only person who likes Fallout New Vegas.
I think I might be too. But I'm
Everybody
willing
I
to
know
take
is more
that
of a
hit.
Fallout 76 fan.
Exactly. Fallout 76 is the only Fallout for me. Thanks. But yeah, I don't know.
I'm
I got
surprised that
some
you were able to
mods
say
that made it
without,
stable.
like.
I'm trying very hard, Dan. Shut up.
Okay, I'm sorry.
But yeah, no, I got some stability mods so it doesn't crash on me, and I have been I did a good job of not getting any other mods so that I wouldn't taint the experience for myself and it was as normal as
Dang.
possible. And it's been really fun. I'm really bummed out that I never gave it a good enough chance back when I was playing Fallout more, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But also in my defense back then, it was really bad. So
I mean, I'm gonna make a big brain claim here. It's hard to go back to games, no matter how good you know they objectively are, and be like, I'm gonna play this as is, as intended. I guess would be the way to phrase that, right? Like I did do Fallout as a stream game for a little while, Fallout New Vegas, and I got to a point, and then I was like, damn, this sure is a game, but it's also a game that was made in like 2000 what 3 4 6.
Far later than that. What are you talking about?
Probably like 2010.
Are you on crack?
This is literally 2010. Fine. So it was a
Oh, I'm
game that
good
was
at
made
this.
2003.
game that was hey, it feels older. I'm gonna be honest. A game made in 2010. I'm not enjoying it as much as I would have if I had played it back in 2010.
See, here's my
Like, I
issue:
just-
is
I'm
that
just
every
not.
single time I play a game like that, it's a game that I played back then, and that's the problem.
Mm.
If it's a game that I didn't play back then, I have a lot easier time getting past that.
That's fair.
And since I've never played, because I tried to play Fallout 3, and that treated me very poorly.
I feel like the only way I would play Fallout 3 is doing it as a Tale of Two Wastelands, which is like, everyone tells me, you shouldn't do that. Like, the stories don't work well together, but I don't care, frankly. Like, I don't care.
What
Like,
is
that's
someone gonna do? Tell you not to play a video game?
Exactly. Like, it's the only way I'm going to get around to playing it.
Yeah, exactly. Play whatever you want to play.
One of these days
Also,
I'll go back to it.
Fallout 3 is objectively not a good game. It
Ooh.
pains me to say this, but it is just not good. And it only pains me to say it because I used to love it. Sorry.
I am not a fan of Bethesda games.
I think that that's a really reasonable
I
take.
think it's a very good take.
I think they are fine games. I think sometimes they are well made overall. I know they're always subject to bugs, but they're usually very like grand ambition type things.
Mhm.
But like I just don't really like it. I think I never have been anything but annoyed by the dialogue.
Yeah.
The only good piece of dialogue I've ever experienced within a Bethesda game is the guy who's got a theoretical degree in physics.
Pretty good. Pretty good though.
That is my favorite line from like a Bethesda game, and even then, it's not that amazing.
I gotta be honest, I don't even remember that line.
It's from I think it's New Vegas actually, but it's like they're like, hey, they asked me if I had a degree in theoretical physics. I told them I had a theoretical degree in physics.
That's really good. I
Yeah,
like that.
it's a good quip. It's a good quip. And it's also coming from a guy who's like a complete asshole and way in over his head, and he's totally aware of it. But yeah, I don't know. They don't generally capture me. And I think that's just because maybe I'm not a fan of the Western RPG.
I think that's also really fair though, right?
I think it's super fair because I know for a fact I am the opposite, right? Like
I'm an Eastern RPG guy.
I've hit the point with like a lot of reasonable. I'm not like the I should rephrase the what would you even call it? I associate it with like Eastern RPGs, but like specifically like almost I guess Final Fantasy style, where it's the thing I keep going back to is RPG Maker, but I know that's not true nor fair.
Like the turn-based JRPG?
Yeah,
or?
turn-based JRPGs are just not like my thing, and I haven't played enough non-turn-based JRPGs to have like an opinion beyond that. But like,
I think they are. I like turn-based way more than I like any kind of real time.
I think that's super fair. I think it's super fair. I think you and I land on the exact opposite spectrum as far as RPG playing goes, which is fine.
It's actually
I just find
not
it interesting. You're right. I'm sorry.
true.
It's actually not fine. Jackson, our friendship is over. I wish I could say it was a good time, but I told myself I wouldn't lie.
I understand, and I hate you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
man.
All right, Noah, take it away. You're alone on the podcast now.
And scene.
All right, off the air two.
Didn't I just
Off the air too.
Whoa!
Let's go.
He brought it back.
Can't believe
You
it.
did the
Off the air
meme.
2. It's been so long coming, but here we are. It's off the air 2, the second one. Happy to have you here today. I have two ghosts. Silly me. Two
ghosts.
guests with me today.
I think we should get Giblet and Amelia on the podcast instead.
Yes, I agree.
And it's just Noah and two animals.
You know what? I gotta be honest. I can think of worse podcasts.
Yeah, I mean, Joe Rogan still exists.
Exactly. We've passed him, but he's still out there.
Every now and then I wonder what happened to him, because I heard he got COVID and he was dosing himself up with a dewormer, and that's the last I heard of him. And
He's probably fine.
I know if he had died, I would have heard about it, but I still you still
He's
wonder
vibing.
sometimes.
I mean, he
you know?
survived. He's doing fine. He's still doing podcast stuff. There was a whole lawsuit about it, or not lawsuit, but a big hullabaloo where he was mad at, I think it was CNN, being like, "Oh, he ate dewormer," and he's like, "No, it was actually prescribed to me by a doctor." And I'm like, "Cool, but it still isn't effective against COVID, and it's still primary purposes as an antiparasitic. So, congrats, I guess."
Actually, Dan, you're wrong. In tests, they showed that it was effective against COVID. You just had to use so much that it would also kill you. So checkmate, you fucking asshole. Take that.
That's on me. That's on me. I'm bad.
Fake
I'm
news
sorry.
media over here.
Joe Rogan's gonna call me out in this podcast next.
I think now that we've gotten like conservatives onto the idea of like horse dewormer, I think before long we could probably get like a horse cum treatment.
Oh my
for
god.
something.
We definitely
in like the
could.
next 5 years. We could probably work some like horse cum into something.
I really
you're
hate
right.
that because I think you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Did you?
Oh, yeah.
Did you guys ever? No, you would probably have heard this more than Jackson. When you were heavily drinking Monsters, did you ever get people who were like, "Oh, you know that contains bull semen"?
No, that's a Red Bull. That's why it's
Red
called
Bull has
Red Bull.
It's both. It's
semen.
both. It's the taurine, is what people thought it was.
Why do people think that? Because
Because I'm pretty sure that is like a source of taurine, but obviously that's not what they fucking.
are you telling me
like-
that I've been paying for bull nut this whole time?
Let's see, taurine and energy drinks. Hold on, let's see, taurine, bull sperm. Here we go. Bull sperm Red Bull. There we go. Fact check. Red Bull does not contain bull sperm. No shit, Sherlock. Let's see.
Some people need told that, Dan. Be nice. Okay, don't be nice.
It
Fine.
looks like hiding in my sweaters right
Taurine is an aminosulfonic acid naturally in humans and other mammals in the brain, bull and heart. Yada yada yada. It was first isolated from ox bile. Is why it's called taurine. So like people are like, oh, but taurus is bull, so therefore
I'm
bull
right.
semen. Yeah, I got that a lot actually when I was working at Sev. Ooh, I'm sorry.
mean, I'm not- At a place.
at unnamed convenience store.
Why can't you say it?
I can. I don't care. I don't think I've said anything completely heinous about that place here on the podcast.
And if you did, what are they gonna do?
Yeah,
They're
what are they
gonna
gonna do?
fire him.
Oh, damn
He
it!
has
Not
that backup
again.
plan.
Sue him for defamation? Like, what damages have been caused?
I can't believe
true.
it. I'm gonna think about that next time I go to 7-Eleven and don't change my mind at all.
Man,
I think that's gotta be one of my favorite things, right? Like when companies get really mad, because during our current labor shortage and everything, this is something that I've been thinking about a lot. The people that would get like fired for like TikToks that they'll film in their place of work, where they don't do anything bad, they just happen to
They're
be
dancing
at
in a
work.
uniform or something.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
is making people go, oh man, this is cool. And sometimes even the brand's account will reach out and be like, hey, looking good in that 7-Eleven uniform. And, like, but then they get
For
fired.
it. Yep.
And I can't imagine, especially in the current job climate, where, like, you got a bunch of people who died and can't work anymore. Bunch of lazy slackers, And then, but B, more importantly, you also have people who, like, finally listen to all the people that are like, hey, if you hate your job, then go get a good job, you bitch. And they went and did that too. So like people who will
They were like,
work,
wait, no, not like that.
well, that's the thing, is like we have lost a lot of our like lower level employees type of stuff, to the point that like, how can you justify firing someone over something that's not that bad?
Because, my friend, they don't care.
They don't care. Oh yeah, no, 100%. It just, I think about it a lot because it's one of those things that doesn't make any sort of sense to me. When you're sitting there complaining that you don't have anyone to work, but then you're hiring people based off of algorithms that are like, well, this person isn't qualified. Why? Oh, because the algorithm said so. Okay, well, I trust the algorithm. It would never lie to me. And so people aren't getting hired for jobs that they're objectively qualified for because there's no robot keyword that says that they're good at the job.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, what's going on here? Like, there's a whole lot of not making sense happening. And I know that none of it's going to change, whatever. But I don't know. It really hits when people get fired for objectively unimportant things. And I'm like, come on.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
maybe there's something deeper that I'm missing.
You're not. The simple answer is that they took, like, society, whatever the fuck you want to say, took a lot of the human element out of like a hiring process, and then therefore they took a lot of the like a human element out of like their workforce, and then now they're like, but why won't people
Why don't the
greenlit by
human element want to be here?
Exactly. Like when you stop viewing employees as people, they stop viewing you as like valid employment. Like that's just that you're no longer a job that has any brand loyalty, or like nobody wants to work there because you suck. Like it's such an insane thing to me that it took them. It's taken to this before they're like, oh well, maybe we should do something. And the fact is, they're still not going to do anything.
Employees are a family.
Well, that's
a family
exactly. Well, and I now have a job where like I work for a company that like, you know what? I truly do think that if something went horribly wrong, somebody would be like, "Hey, dude, don't fucking stress it. Like, it's fine if you don't come into work for the next month. Shit's whack." Like, and I've never had a job where like I felt like I have at least a tiny bit of a
buffer.
A buffer. That's a great word for it. A buffer, a leeway, a sense that I am valued as an employee beyond just a person sitting in a chair. Like, hey, they didn't want a person to fill the chair. They wanted me to fill the chair. And I've never experienced that before in my life. And it's such a different environment. You have there's a lot more confidence, a lot more honesty, like being upfront about things and like, hey, when like, oh hey, can we talk about like my paycheck? Like can we like these sorts of things that I can directly interact with and not be like, oh, sorry, I don't know anything about why your paycheck is late. It's cause the system went down a week ago and they didn't tell anyone here because corporate is keeping it under wraps. Like that just it's insane. It's such a different environment that I thought was fake, frankly. Like to be perfectly honest with you, I thought it was like not a real. Like,
I mean, you can only work at so many fast food places that say we're like a family here, and then they beat the shit out of you because that's what they think that means. Before
exactly.
you're
Well,
like,
that's exactly it.
I see. It's another.
Well, I mean, to be
corporate
fair,
buzzword.
they're also usually owned by like shitty old money white families who are incredibly toxic and do literally beat the shit out of each other as a family. So when they're like, yeah, we treat our employees like family.
That's
right. We
thing.
leverage them for everything they're worth and we try and exploit them and we hate them and we literally would kill them if given the chance so they can't take over.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how they treat families, so it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd be lying if I said it wasn't a massive surprise to me, the difference. I just didn't realize that was a real difference. And that's the thing. It's now people are like, wait a minute, you saying my job doesn't have to be literally soul crushing? Like, hold up.
Mm-hmm.
You mean I can have a job that I actually feel valued in? That's wild. Who
Yeah,
knew?
because I've thought about that a lot. Is the fact that like I don't want to sit here and be like, oh yeah, I don't want to work. I just want to collect a paycheck from the government because yada 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 yada. Like
I mean, yes,
that would be cool.
I mean, I do, but like, I do,
But,
but
like,
also like, I'd get so bored.
Exactly. I like working. I don't mind working at all. I would love to be in a spot again where I can work and have fun with it.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Hey.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, I'm having cat related troubles.
I was wondering.
I've got a sad cat.
A sad cat? No.
Yeah, I don't know. He's just being kind of sad. He's laying down and making a fuss. So now I'm holding him. Now he's biting my headphone cord.
It's so sad.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on. Giblet, I thought you wanted to be on the podcast, but I think he's got stuff going on. This is something going on at home.
Do you need to talk to somebody?
Oh, I hate you? Is that what's going on? Yeah, okay. I understand. Okay, goodbye.
That's fun, because I also hate me. That's wild.
Okay, he is gone.
Wow.
He will return soon enough.
He was just being kind of sad. And
I can't believe Giblet of all people is sad.
well, nobody's Superman.
Except for Superman.
He does good.
Superman's not Superman anymore because he's gay. So check that.
Did we talk about
Except
that on the podcast
actually-
yet? And
why
how
is-
that's the best thing in the world?
Wait, why is Superman gay?
Yeah,
it's not.
Superman's
Firstly,
gay,
it's
dude.
not Superman. It's
It is
Superman's
Superman.
son.
It's still Superman. Superman is a title, not a.
Well,
not
yeah,
Clark Kent.
but people talk exactly when people say Superman, they specifically keep saying Clark Kent and Lois Lane, and it's like, no, it's not. It's not that Superman. It's Superman's son, and he's bi.
It's Clark Kent and Lois Lane's son.
Mhm.
And it's
Yeah.
great. And people
And
are
so
very,
many people
very,
are mad
very
about
angry
it.
about it.
Why-
They're so
been
mad.
Why are people mad
saying-
about it?
Why do you think
Um,
they're mad about it?
Because
know.
Superman never flaunted his sexuality in my face.
I
he
wish he
always
would.
was just normal and not weird.
Hey,
So
okay,
and that's so many people are sitting here saying that his son being bi is
Makes him a freak.
it's ruining the
Yeah.
American dream or something because
Oh shit! Not the American dream.
it's so stupid. It's so
I
so
want
regular
a
than that.
Superman story where Superman flaunts his sexuality in my face. That's all I want.
You want
straight
you want
Superman,
to fuck?
gay Superman.
I want
doesn't matter
Superman
to
to
me.
fuck.
I think there are subreddits for that.
Oh shit, you're right. Hold up, you're back.
r/Superman fucks.
Hold on, let's see. There it is. r/super. Do you think it's super fucks or Superman fucks?
He said Superman
Probably
fucks.
Superman. Superman fucks.
I'm gonna laugh a lot if he
Man
accidentally finds
fucks.
like a private community that he's not allowed to look at.
No, there's nothing there.
You could have lied. It would have been funny.
Google Superman sex.
I don't want to search that. That's gonna be boring.
Bro,
I thought
trust
you
me.
wanted that in your life.
Yeah, but I want it on a subreddit. I don't want it like I want it to be in a DC comic book. I don't want it to be in a some fan fiction. Speaking of DC superheroes, you guys, do you know Injustice?
What?
Gods Among Us.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
the game / comic.
I have played it. I have played them. Yes.
Did you know there's a movie coming out for it in like maybe even today?
Is it animated?
Yeah.
Okay, then I do care.
It comes out. When does it come out? When does it come out? Give me the thing. It doesn't say. It's supposed to come out in like the next couple days. If it hasn't already. Expected release date October 19th, 2021. So yeah, 2 days from now.
Okay, cool.
I,
You guys played Metroid Dread yet?
I have not. I heard it's very
haven't.
good.
I've heard it's good.
I keep hearing
But
really good
it's-
things.
I don't want to play it that much.
Oh, what's that?
I don't know. I just don't want to play it that much. I can't really articulate why. I'm just like, I feel like I won't really get that into it.
I think very fair.
I feel like Metroidvanias are something that you have to be at like a state of life and or mind to be like, I'm gonna play this.
I can get behind
I
that.
think it's super fair.
Like only an absolute psychopath would be like, yeah, today I'll start a new Metroidvania because it sounds like fun.
Yeah, Noah.
Well,
It
what's
has
that
to be
supposed
like
to mean? I agree.
Yeah, it has to be like it's a bigger decision than just like I just heard about Metroid Dread, I'm playing it.
Yeah.
It's more of like it's a whole body decision, you know? Mind, body, and soul converge, and that's when you play Hollow Knight for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
If you force it for the first time when mind, body, and soul haven't converged on the Metroidvania axis, your shit's fucked. You're not gonna have that much fun.
It took
Or
me
you're gonna eke
ages
it
to
out and
actually
force
play.
yourself to align on the axis, and at which point, if you force the alignment, you'll start to have fun. But it might take an hour or two of trepidation. This is true and real, and how it works. There's a system. I pinky promise.
No tracks. I don't know when the last time I played a good Metroidvania was.
It's the last time that you tried to play Hollow Knight and you didn't do well because your mind, body, and soul weren't aligned.
It's true. They got to be on the axis.
It's true. That's on me.
I feel like the same way about roguelikes.
See,
Yes.
I
But
get that.
only at the beginning level.
Yes.
Only like up to the first victory. After the first victory, it becomes part of you, and you're like, I can just do this whenever.
Mhm.
Yeah. Exactly. That's exactly what I was because I feel that way about so Slay the Spire is on mobile, which I will say that game has been infuriating the shit out of me lately. But that one I feel like I can now just go and drop 20 minutes on and be done with it. Same with Hades. Like I can just go
Yeah,
play Hades.
That's kind of how I felt like about Hades for sure. But Hades and Slay the Spire kind of suffer from the same problem to me, which is like they're really good roguelikes, but you can fairly easily just solve them.
You know what?
Hades more so because the gameplay breeds like a type of strategy that
Yeah.
will succeed on any given room.
Mm.
But then Slay the Spire, because there are deck building strategies that you can employ to either 100% win a run through the heart on Ascension 20 or just not be able to win, and then you just restart real quick.
Yeah, I am firmly in the I don't want to go look up strategies for it camp, but I am
Mhm.
infuriated at the amount of times I've reached the heart and like then just got my ass kicked in by the fucking super boss, whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah, I mean the nice thing about Slay the Spire is even like the solutions can be combated by certain like bosses you'll go up against. Like
Oh,
if you
yeah.
go up against the awakened one, but you have a whole bunch of skills, you're
Yeah,
like, oh,
you're
it's kind of
fucked.
countering my plan. But the thing is, if you actually are on the right plan, I'm not gonna tell you any of them, but there's like 4 for each character max.
Mhm.
Usually only 1 or 2, honestly, unless you're playing like specifically the defect. You can actually kind of move some stuff around
The
and do like
defect
a little
is
bit
so
more
fun.
variance. I love the defect. That's my favorite. But
I
again, it's like it's just like, hey, I would like your strongest focus.
I like the defect a lot. I've been playing a lot of what's the hunter? Is that what it is?
The silent.
Yeah, the silent, the one with the fucking knives.
Mm-hmm.
And I've discovered as much as I love like there's 2 sequences that I've been able to like try like kind of work out for how you play the hunter, and that's go full poison or go full fucking knives to the wall. And knives to the wall is so difficult to do against certain bosses that it's almost not worth
Yeah.
it. But full poison fucks.
Yeah, full poison's really broken.
Full poison
Uh,
fucks.
Knives to the wall can also be really broken if you get the right relics
There's a
for
couple
it.
of relics,
but-
yeah. The one that boosts your damage, the one that makes it so that all undamaged things cause poison. Like
Honestly, the one that just makes it so any of the ones that are every 3 attacks you gain something.
mhm.
If you have knives, it's just broken because like then if you gain like the whatever the defensive one is,
Mhm.
then like you play a single defend and you get like 70 defense from it.
Yeah.
And
And
it's just like
that's the other thing I've finally gotten to the point of. It's like I honest to God, strikes cards can just go out the window. Like at a certain point, you should never be using strike cards again. Just only use defense and like whatever your like specific
As
attack
a-
for that class is.
I would honestly say as a pro tip, literally from the start, dump every single strike and defend you can on every character.
Yeah.
As soon as available. Like if you're given a choice to get rid of a card, do it and get rid of one. Even if it's like your first room.
Because strike and defense,
It's a huge
defend at least I can sometimes I find myself sometimes needing, but like strike can go out the window forever. I don't need it ever again.
And then there's like a 4. The last I played was when the defect first came out.
Have you? So you haven't played with the new one?
I don't know what the new one does.
Oh, she's very cool. Do you mind if I talk about it a little?
I mean, I've seen it, but like I don't really. I don't know. I didn't. The Watcher doesn't really seem to interest me at all.
The Watcher is very much like a build up a combo and knock it all down in one turn kind of thing. Like that's for better and for worse. Like that's definitely what it is. It's all about like holding up, like retaining cards until you get to like a certain. Then you either move into or out of rage, and kick names and take ass, and then try and get back into calm or unstated. But the stage, it's a neat mechanic. I'm surprised that they all have such unique mechanic like setups, and yet it almost feels like
They play in the same game.
exactly like they definitely. I don't know. I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge fan of it. I'm annoyed that I haven't been able to beat the stupid fucking final boss, and it's driving me nuts. But that's okay. I'll make it there someday. Just not today.
But on like the roguelike train, I've been playing Returnal again.
I don't know what that one is.
It's the PS5 Alien Live Die Repeat.
Oh.
It's pretty good.
I heard
Just pretty
I
good?
heard some
Yeah.
mixed things about it. I heard it doesn't like flow as well as some people were hoping for.
Yeah, it's not as great as I'd want it to be, or maybe even that good at all. But like, I did spend like $70 on it, so like, I
Yikes.
just keep playing. I just keep
Yeah.
playing it
That's fair.
Yikes.
It do be
because
like
it's a
that.
new video game, so they have to be $70.
Speaking of $70 games, fucking Back for Blood came out.
Mm-hmm.
And
I have heard mixed things.
I love it. I think it is a very, very solid, very, very solid Left 4 Dead 3. Like, that's what it is. It's a Left 4 Dead 3 with, like, a touch of, like, World War Z, is what it feels like to me. There are some things that I don't love about it, but for the most part, I think it's super good. I don't think it's worth it. It's not a $60 game. Like, there's no... Like, $40, 110%. I would drop $40 on it tomorrow. I have it through Game Pass, and I think I'm so glad that I did, because I think spending $15 a month to play that, and like, you know, alongside all the other games I play through Game Pass, great. Super happy to play it, enjoy it a lot, would love to have more people to play it with. But $60 is expensive for a game that, while it has a lot of content, it doesn't quite feel like it has enough content to be worth $60. But I like it a lot. I like so far I'm really enjoying the stories. The characters are all fun. The way you can build out your like skill decks are very cool. And really does let you have like either a very defined niche or a very broad niche, depending on how you want to on how you want to build it.
That is pretty neat.
One thing that I think is weird is that they call them decks. So when I say you have a skill deck and you draw from that deck every time you complete a like mission,
mm-hmm.
The assumption is that it's randomly chosen, correct? Like,
if you're drawing from a deck, yeah, I would assume random.
Yeah.
Apparently not. Apparently it is just top to bottom. Like you choose what order you get your skills in, which it makes it easier to build out a skill set. Like, it makes it a lot easier to be like, okay, well, these are the things that I need to get to like front load, because these are the ones that are important to this build. But it also kind of takes out a little bit of the like, hey, what if you just get fucked level of it? I don't know. I thought I would hate the skill decks, and now I'm like, damn, it's weird that you don't randomly draw from them. But other than that,
is the so I would really like to see like a Left 4 Dead-esque game, but where you're just like a wizard. And if anyone says Vermintide, I'll break their neck, because that's not what I'm talking about. Like, I just want to play, like, I want to fight zombies, but I want to like be a wizard.
that has to exist.
I can't think of one though. Okay, let's see. Zombie wizard. I'm googling this.
Zombie wizard game. Yep. Plants vs Zombies. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, like I just feel like there should be like a fun like skill tree character, like you get a okay, let's see. Graven, zombie apocalypse, medieval wizard FPS.
There's a couple of horde based.
Not horde based though.
Well, horde
Like
based
zombie horde based.
I mean, that's hard.
I don't want to fight magical enemies. I want to
like
fight
Orcs
like
Must Die
dead
would be
people.
like is very magic based. Zombie specific, I don't know actually.
I feel like there should just be like there's just zombies here, but also I'm a wizard.
I'm wondering if there's like a
Oh, Graven's not even out yet. Graven's not out until 2022.
Oh, really? I thought I saw here that it was
Yeah.
out. Wait a sec.
No, it says release
Oh,
2022.
initial release date 2021, but it doesn't seem to have any. No, it's out. It has a lot of
What
elements
games?
that are
What?
coming.
Huh.
Yeah, it was released
What
in
game is
May.
This is how am I here? I'm on
I'm on this.
Wikipedia. With the
Oh,
Graven.
it's early access.
Oh, okay.
what's the name of this game?
Graven.
Graven.
Graven. It's got mixed reviews. Early access, $25.
Oh, I know this one. Well, I remember this. Well,
It doesn't look quite like what I'm talking about.
No, it's more of an RPG. I'm pretty sure it's like a Doom-esque, or actually more like Hexen.
Oh fuck! It's a $25 demo basically right now.
Yikes!
Yeah, they're very, very honest about its early access status in that way. It's just a lot of these things that I'm seeing are very critical because it is not even remotely worth the money right now.
Oh,
But a
wow.
lot of
That's
people are
fair.
saying that they think that it will be once it's actually fully released. But at this moment, it is not worth the money.
That's fair.
I am. This isn't the same kind of thing because I'm maybe I'm the only person in the world that wants this, like the wizard zombie game. I just feel like it'd be fun. But Warhammer 40K Dark Tide is another one of those horde shooter games. That is going to be coming out
That's gonna be
soon.
so
I think next
fucking
year.
good. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's the same company. It's Fat Shark. It's the same guys that did do Vermintide.
Yeah, I wish. The only thing is though, it's only coming to Xbox and PC,
Rip.
which
Mm.
is unfortunate because I like PlayStation, and I hate PC games.
Fair enough. I just played the
because
PC game with a PlayStation controller
that's always a good time. I just don't want to spend $2,000
on a new
to
PC.
play a video game.
That's fair. That is
Or
fair.
I don't want to spend $2,000 to then spend $600 or like $60 a piece to play video games.
That's very
Fair
fair. Absolutely nothing wrong with that.
But yeah, and it's just it's a nice idea, but I know that like I definitely won't be able to run 40K Dark Tide.
Yeah.
But I like the idea. I just feel like there should be like a game where you're just a wizard and you get upgrades, and then you fight zombies. Basically, just Left 4 Dead, but with spells. There's probably a mod for it, honestly, for Left 4
I was
Dead.
gonna say there's got to be a mod for it. Like that's the thing, right? Because I agree with you. That should exist, and I'm trying to think like what mod would be that. Like what
Or
game would be
honestly,
modded for that?
Another genre I feel like more like we just need more representation for is one of it's always been a long favorite of mine when it comes to media. At least it was for a long time, but like urban fantasy, like modern day fantasy,
There's
like
never enough urban fantasy.
not in terms of necessarily fantasy, but like I just want someone to be like, here's my cell phone, also Thunderbolt spell.
Yeah. I mean, you're
That's just
wanting
funny to
like
me.
almost a maybe not exactly a Shadowrun,
Bioshock.
but like almost a Shadowrun. Bioshock. Yeah, you're wanting Bioshock.
I don't want Bioshock.
Okay.
Bioshock's not really modern.
Well,
Okay,
not
It's
well,
anymore.
somewhat
no, that's
modern,
fair,
but
that's
it's
fair.
very 50s. It's like Bioshock was designed to be like a period.
So you're kind of talking what is it? Infamous Second Son?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm cool. No, I'm just
Infamous
kidding.
is on
I think
PlayStation.
so.
I was gonna say
Because
Infamous is on
Infamous Second
PlayStation.
Son, and that's one of those. It's like it's literally just today's society. Like it's just people
Mhm.
going around being normal people, but like within the world, there's like a couple people with powers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's the kind of stuff I enjoy,
Modern urban
but
fantasy
not quite in like a
RPG.
superhero way. In more of a fantastical, less of a superhero.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. I'm looking modern urban fantasy video game. What do we got?
Because I feel like that's like as a genre, urban fantasy just it does get dangerously close to superhero.
Some people are calling Persona series as a modern urban fantasy.
I agree.
I think I can back that. From what little I know of it, I think it's fair.
In a weird way, the longer Naruto goes on, the more it just becomes an urban fantasy. You're laughing, but like I'm not kidding because they literally have like TV.
You know what I want?
Like in Boruto, like he just sits down and like watches television.
What you want is fucking Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines too.
No, because that's too horny.
It's okay.
I'm just kidding.
I mean,
But
you're
no,
not wrong.
along
You're
that
not
vein.
wrong at all. Like I'll be real with you.
Yeah, no, but I do genuinely I like things along that vein
Mm-hmm.
where it's like
There
there are like powers and people who have them, but it's not the majority, and the people who have them aren't like controlling everything.
Yeah, there really aren't that many.
Yeah, it was
it's
a big anime genre for a little while, and then like one person who sucked made My Hero Academia, and everything's been shit since then.
There's I mean, there's a Shadowrun series, which are they're urban fantasy out the ass. Like
that's futuristic though, isn't it?
Yeah, yes, it's cyberpunky, but it's very much a like people are using regular fucking guns. Like
Yeah, which I do always appreciate.
But they're not using for the most part. They're not using like laser rifles. The biggest
Honestly,
sci-fi part of it is like the bionics and stuff.
I feel like I would really enjoy a Left 4 Dead-esque horde shooter game that used like a character like hero kind of character system.
That's a thing.
That was honestly not quite like Overwatch, but genuinely more like Valorant, where like they're just shooting guns and like everybody has access to the same guns, but like depending on your character and your skill tree, you can like shoot fireballs or like jump really high, or you do like a couple different things per hero.
There's There's a fucking wasn't there a vampire game coming out about that? Like it
Oh,
was
I don't know, but that sounds sick as hell.
it was a all right, 4-person vampire PvE. What the fuck was this called?
I remember you were trying to find this last week too, and I don't think we ever actually landed on it.
We never did. Was it V Rising?
It's pronounced Verizon.
Let's see.
Verizon Wireless.
That definitely isn't it. But this looks. What is this? This is definitely not it. But this is definitely my kind of game. Hello. Build your castle
look
and fight things. Oh, hello. Okay, no, I don't know. I remember seeing an ad for it at E3. I think last year.
Wait, V Rising looks cool.
Yeah, V Rising looks rad. I don't know what that is, but that's not what I was
Wait,
talking
is this
about.
is it like a kind of city builder, kind of like evil genius vampire game?
That's kind of what it looks like. Yeah.
This
Redfall.
is very like Castlevania anime.
I think I'm thinking of.
looking.
Well, no, not. I think Redfall is what you're looking for. Redfall is an open world co-op FPS. Team behind Prey and Dishonored. It's about fighting fucking vampires, but everyone has like special abilities.
It's a Bethesda game. You've done this to me.
But it's also the team that
You've
did.
done
Hold
this
on,
to me.
hold on. Bethesda's publishing, but it's being made by Arcane, which is Prey,
Okay.
Dishonored, and
Alright.
Deathloop. Speaking of which, Deathloop is great.
Oh,
I wish
Actually,
I
are
had
we
more
giving
time to
people
play.
credit for Deathloop? That's been out for like 5 days. Does anyone know anything about that?
Yeah, it's super good. I played
Yeah,
quite a bit of it.
what is it actually?
It's okay, so from the trailers I got a very different energy out of it and I was a little disappointed, but not disappointed. I just didn't realize what kind of game it was. It is the core gameplay loop is that the island you're on is in a death loop and every day resets. You wake up every
Is this
single
game-
every morning you're going to wake up at the same spot on a fucking beach with nothing. You are trying to break your character is trying to break the loop. The only way to do that is by killing 5 of the like people who created it or whatever. The catalyst
Wait,
characters.
Redfall looks sick as hell.
Yeah, no, Redfall looks
Bro,
fucking
these
great.
characters all have swag.
They all fuck. It's so good.
Yeah,
I want to play this so
I'm
bad.
sick
I
of video
forgot
game
about.
characters being dumb.
Yeah, no, these
Like, that's
guys.
a girl with like purple hair and a matching sweater
Yeah, dude, she's got purple hair, matching sweater, and a
with
purple
a
umbrella
matching
fucking
gun,
ability. And look at
wearing like 5
listen,
rings. That's drippy.
dude. These guys are great,
hate
and
the
I
Crow guy.
really. I mean, of course you do, but I love Crow Guy.
It's because they put in 3 cool characters, and then they were like, "Hold up, what do the white guys get?
That's
We gotta
exactly
give
what
them
it is.
something."
Listen, dude,
And they gave
I
him a
know my
crow.
aesthetic,
Oh
and I'm
my
here for
God.
it. I don't
Gross.
care. I love him. He's gonna be the worst. No, Redfall looks fucking amazing. I saw a trailer for it. I want
This
it.
looks so cool.
It looks super good. It looks very cool.
Oh, they have magic powers too.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. That's
Oh,
what I'm
dude,
saying.
I'm into
this
this
is what you're
game.
looking
This game
for.
looks.
This is
game
the game you're looking
fucks.
for.
Yeah, this is the game I'm looking for.
Dan, I can't believe that you just like nailed exactly what he wanted.
Yeah,
It
dude.
isn't. It's not 100%, but the vampire twist is fun.
Vampire Twist is fun. It's gonna be very much a horde PvE game.
I think this Layla Ellison character has immediately like stricken me.
I mean, that
think-
makes sense.
She looks sick.
I mean, Jacob is literally my entire aesthetic personified, so I know what I'm about. I'm not happy about it, but I know what I'm about. The vampires look sick. I almost wonder. It almost feels like a Vampire the Masquerade setting, like almost. It's definitely not. Like it's clearly definitely not, but it very much to me feels like it with like the different types of vampire like bosses essentially.
And looking at this this V Rising game, it seems very much like Castlevania anime.
I'm gonna. When did this come out? Did this come out? This
Is it
did come
out?
No,
No, it's,
TBA. It just got announced super recently. I don't know. I see Razor Castle and thrive in an ever changing open world. So like I'm.
Those are the 2 things I already do in real life anyway.
And also, I will say it. There aren't enough games that let you be vampires. I'm just.
I'll agree.
The more
I think
games
you
should
need
let
to
you
get to
just
be
go
the
be
vampire.
vampires. It's because you know what it is. It's because vampires very much like if you look at them like if you take out the blood-sucking aspect, right? They are very much like superhero ability sets, right? Super strength, go invisible, fly around, turn into bats, whatever. It's just not enough games are like, but what everyone's like, what if you want to kill the vampires? And I'm like, nah, dude, let me just go be a vampire. Fuck it.
Hey, I would like to raise a very alarming red flag.
Yes.
So 2 things. First of all, like my phone just buzzed and I looked at it. One, Noah has liked my Instagram post
That's
during the
horrifying.
recording. This is a
Wow.
call out.
Wow.
Damn.
Wow.
And
What if
two,
you want to call out?
I
post?
am not kidding. I just got an email about vampires. That's an advertisement.
What?
Yeah, I'm screenshotting this.
What the fuck?
Man, the only
Who'd you
email
hate
I
that?
got was from my freaking credit card saying, "Hey, your bill that you scheduled to pay went through.
Yeah.
Why don't I get cool emails?
This is not a cool email. I'm being monitored.
I mean,
This is gang stalking.
damn, I can't believe you're being gang stalked.
Hashtag gangstop.
Okay, I'm dropping this in the host chat though. No, you want to put this up on the screen for the YouTube viewers?
Nah.
Yeah, at 2:05, which is around, we're recording. It's 2:18 right now. I got this email that was literally just like,
What the fuck is Under Lucky Stars?
it's like a company that's been advertising to me everywhere lately. It's inescapable, and I don't know why they've got my number for some reason. I think it's because like I'm a month away from like Mario and I's 1 year anniversary, so I've been getting like targeted ads about like, here's an anniversary present, here's something you can get your like significant other.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm under attack on all sides, but the vampire themed ad is just terrifying to me.
I don't know
That's
what's
fair.
worse.
Right now,
because a cup of blood for me, please, with the little blood drop emoji is like, that's a title. But then the two vampire emojis bookending the most famous count in the world, Jackson. If we ask you to name us a count.
If we ask you to name us a count. If someone came to me like, hey man, what's the count? I'd be like,
the guy
like
from
the
Sesame
numbers?
Street?
No, I would be like, your count, like counting? Like 1, 2, 3, like what do you mean?
You mean like the guy?
I've never been asked to give somebody the my drop a count in the chat, please. Oh, you said Dracula basic LLL.
I mean, firstly, yeah, if someone's asking you to name a count as the position, of course that's the only thing that you're going to name. Most people aren't familiar with counts.
Yeah, I'm more of a Duke familiar kind of guy myself.
Exactly.
Duke Familiar is my favorite wrestler?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Wrestler feels
But
right.
anyway, vampires are cool. But werewolves are cooler. Because they're the working man's beast.
Mm-hmm. I respect werewolves a lot. I have no beef with werewolves.
Do not like werewolves more just because having watched Twilight 2, the second one, the werewolf storyline is by far the worst part of the movie. And I'm going to go ahead and say it now, having not seen the third or the fourth, I'm going to say it's the worst part of the franchise.
Yeah, he's right.
So, I don't want to be mean, but I don't like werewolves that much.
I like werewolves. I think they're cool because they are typically far more physically tortured than a vampire is. Vampires are more like, I have to live forever and fuck women and also exploit the townspeople by making them work the fields. Oh, woe is me. I've only found 5 maidens to slaughter this year. Whereas werewolves are like, my body is changing. I hate it. I kind of like that more.
Yeah, I mean, it's very much a vampires are most vampires are very I feel like they're in a much better situation and much more like socially capable, I guess would be a good way to phrase that.
Yeah, I feel like with werewolves, a lot of the horror also comes from the perspective of the person who's the werewolf.
Yeah, exactly.
They are not usually happy about their situation. Sometimes they are. Sometimes you see like in like Dog Soldiers and stuff where you see the werewolves are like cunning and like they are working to also like better themselves and like also like hunt and kill people, kind of like vampires do. But I feel like a lot of times like werewolves are just as scared of themselves as other people are of them.
Are there any good werewolf games?
There was that one that was announced and there was a lot of trailers for it like a couple years ago, like where you were like a werewolf and you were like hunting down like Vikings or something.
Werewolf Apocalypse?
No, it was something different than that. But I remember it got like canceled. But they like made a big stink about it at E3 one year, and then it just kind of never happened and got canceled, like they do every frequently.
Werewolf the
like
Apocalypse.
A game will get a lot of attention, and like a developer will be like, "This is our entire exhibit," and the game just never actually exists.
What the fuck is this game? Werewolf the Apocalypse. Is this based on? Yeah, it is based on Werewolf.
Yeah, that's Vampire the Masquerade. Werewolf the Apocalypse is,
and then because then it's Hunter the something or another, right?
Yeah, because werewolves are part of the Vampire the Masquerade universe.
It's Werewolf, Hunter, Vampire. Is there one more? There's one more.
I've always liked a good vampire hunter too, though.
Same.
Vampire I feel like there's a lot that you can do with vampire hunting that doesn't usually get touched. You know?
And I feel like they're too often. I feel like we need to move away from the vampire hunters being like big gruff men. I feel like there's just a lot of potential for like anybody to be a vampire hunter.
Yeah.
Because all it really takes is like you to just like have read a couple books about vampires.
All right, here are the 7 lines. You ready? Oh, sorry. There's 11. There's 11 game lines as of 2004. Vampire the Requiem, because it's no longer the Masquerade. Masquerade was the old version of it. Requiem is a new one. Werewolf the Forsaken. It used to be Werewolf the Apocalypse. Mage the Awakening. It used to be Mage the Ascension. Promethean the Created.
Oh my god.
Changeling.
That's hard.
Changing the Lost, which it used to be Changeling the Dreaming. Hunter the Vigil, which used to be Hunter the Reckoning. Geist the Sin Eaters. I'm sorry.
No, that's normal.
Mummy the Curse, which used to be Mummy the Resurrection. Demon the Descent, which used to be Demon the Fallen. Beast the Primordial, and Deviant the Renegades. Deviant the Renegades is a great band, by the way. I saw them open for Portugal the Man at one point. They were great.
So what is all this?
Part of White Wolf.
Yeah, what the fuck's going on with Beast the Primordial and who's the Promethean?
I have no idea. So World of Darkness is a tabletop RPG series made for White Wolf. It is what is the So first of all, they're now owned by Paradox, which is fucking great, which is why we're getting more games based on this. But two, they are a they have a shared setting. So like the games are the source books are all like interactable. You could play any combination of the source books. But yeah, it's called World of Darkness. It's about fucking, if I remember correctly, it's a modern game. It's a dark gothic punk interpretation of the real world. So it is the real world, but it is modern day rather, but goth punk. It's very cool. And actually, I'm a huge fan of World of Darkness. It also is ruined by a bunch of fucking. If you've ever seen like cliches about like LARPers being vampires or being anything, odds are really good they're playing World of Darkness. It's just a thing. But yeah, World of Darkness is really cool. It's where Vampire the Masquerade comes from. It's why Werewolf the Apocalypse as well, apparently.
Beast the Primordial looks sick as hell.
All these are great names. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know anything about the rest of these. 10th Major Super That's right, because it's not. That's right. Original is World of Darkness. The current one is Chronicles of Darkness. Totally different. You see, it's because it's a reboot.
Oh. Promethean the Created. Everyone basically plays a Frankenstein.
That's rad. Hunter the Vigil is about Hunter. Okay, so vampires are vampires, werewolf are werewolf, mages are mages. Although I believe the mages are more like, if I remember correctly, they're very faintly closer to like Cthulhu mages rather than like spellbook slinging. They're very much like let's see. Yeah, they're like oracles and Atlanteans and stuff like that. Less and like people awaken to magic. So you've got Promethean the Created, which is apparently, like you said, everyone's playing Frankensteins.
A Frankenstein.
Or golems. Changeling the Lost, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's changelings. Hunter the Vigil, I believe, is all vampire. It's like the human. Do you want to play a human? This is what you play. Like they aren't actual supernaturals. They're very much like what's the group in Skyrim? What's the vampire? What's the
Dawn Guard?
Dawn Guard, yeah, it's like a very Dawn Guardy kind of thing. And then Geist the Sin Eater sounds rad. Let's see, what is this? A Geist is a spirit bound to a once dead human, resulting in a Sin Eater. Premise: they portray sin eaters who have died and returned to the world of the living. They're not undead, but rather living beings bound to fundamental forces of death. Upon the first death, every Sin Eater is approached by a Geist. In exchange for being returned to life, Sin Eaters allow the Geist to accompany them. Oh, okay, so it's like the fucking Deadlands zombies. It's not quite possession, but kind of possession.
The Beast one's kind of cool. It's like you have the soul of an ancient monster.
That's rad. But Demon the Descent, I'm going to assume, is going to be also very much like Demon. Is going to be probably closer to Demon Possession, if I had to guess. Let's see.
All this stuff is dope technological.
As hell. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
World of Darkness is a very rad setting. And the fact that all these like are built to be able to be played not interchangeably, but like you could do a game where like, oh, I'm playing a vampire from Vampire the Requiem, and my buddy here is playing a werewolf, and then we've got somebody else playing a changeling and somebody else playing a Promethean, and they all like will work together. The settings will work together is very, very cool. I've always loved the idea of doing a what is Deviant the Renegades? That's the one I want to say. Hold on. I want to see this one real quick.
Yeah, I feel like Vampire the Masquerade is definitely more up my alley than like D&D is.
That's fair.
What system does it run off? That's what I want to know. I'm assuming it's their own system, but
I think so. Let me see. What system do White
the storytelling system
run on?
So it is their own system.
What is their actual? Yeah, because it's 6, so it's 9 attributes. It's D10s. It's a D10 system. Abilities, skills, advantages, virtues and vices, natures and demeanors, supernatural templates, backgrounds and merits, feats. Yeah, okay. I would love to do a
I feel like
storytelling system at
the
some point.
most Chad TTRPG dice system is just the D6 system.
Yeah, dude.
I feel like the least Chad dice system is definitely D&D, where they're like, no, you have to have one for every kind.
No, the one that's the least Chad is the D100.
I can agree. Also,
D100s fucking suck.
I think all
Anything D100 makes
D10s is
wrong.
pretty weak as well.
Exactly.
But I feel like the like 7 different dice is I sleep. Only
fair.
one dice and it's D6 and you need 70 of them. Oh, real shit?
Oh my god. Okay. So Demon the Descent used to be in Demon the Fallen, like the original World of Darkness, they were like actual like fallen angel demons, right? In Demon the Descent, they're called the Unchained. They were originally angels, algorithms of the God Machine, who fell after developing free will and self-awareness. Once
Algorithms
ephemeral,
of the God Machine is
hold
a
on.
Tool song.
Hold on.
It
Once
definitely
ephemeral,
is.
they became physical. Once unthinking beyond the task for which they'd been created, they became sentient. And now the God Machine wants them back. What the fuck is the God Machine?
It's a Tool song, I told you.
It's the okay. So the God Machine is a sentient, supernatural, extremely powerful, and alien entity similar to an occult supercomputer.
Pretty sure it's a Tool album, but okay.
Can we?
I think
can we
everyone
just-
who's ever played prog rock knows about the God Machine.
Can we go read through World of Darkness and do an episode about World of Darkness? Because this is wild. I've never looked this closely at it.
Can we do a World of Darkness podcast where we just play play a World of Darkness?
I was gonna say where we
TTRPG?
just talk
I'm
about
down.
it.
No, we're just gonna do a Vampire the Masquerade podcast.
I'm so down. Vampire the Masquerade is fun because it has so many different options, and I'm assuming all of them have so many different options within themselves, right? Like Vampire has like 7 different houses you can be part of or whatever.
But for now, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna end the episode instead.
Exactly.
I've been foiled again.
Man,
Fine.
I'm very interested in this system though. I never actually had looked into it before. I think this could be kind of fun.
Is this the end of the episode? Did we end the episode already? Are we still going?
No,
still
we
going.
haven't ended yet. We're ending right now.
Okay.
We're ending it now.
Sorry. Thank you for listening, everybody. Great to have you join us this week. If you want, you can support us on Patreon or just tell people about us. Give us a review on Apple Podcasts. If you leave a text one, then we'll probably read it out loud because I think that's kind of fun. Follow us all, links in the show notes, or don't follow us all. That one's up to you. And see you next week.
You are actually legally required to follow us all.
Next week's the Halloween episode. We're releasing it in the days leading up to Halloween rather than in the days after Halloween because it's technically closer. So be looking out for that. We're going to be bringing Edge back as a guest to tell us another wonderful creepypasta, probably. I don't know. We haven't really touched base on that. But look out for it.
Odds are very good. It'll be another creepypasta. All signs point to yes.